Hello and welcome. It's Barnes again. I'm going to be doing a few videos for the boys, um, just around, you know, the massive craze at the moment. The old bullet hell Vampire Survivor esque games. Um, and what better game to start it off than the original? Well, it's not the original, but the big one on the PC that everyone seemed to jump to. This Vampire Survivors. You may have seen Andy was playing a run on his on the channel the other day. Um, he didn't do great, but to be fair, he's only played it like a handful of times. So I think I remember back when I was playing it a little bit. I kept dying as well. I played it a bit more since then. Got a few characters unlocked. Done a few of the achievements. I've only got 22 left to get, including like some of the more useless weapons. Um, I'm gonna try and do one of these three achievements. I'm not sure which I'll do. I'll probably do Green Acres because I feel like that's the easiest of the three levels. Um, yeah, I've got a few characters unlocked, a few characters that I've not unlocked. I didn't see the benefit, and we'll use old cheaty Red Death here, who has a movement speed of plus 111. And what else has he got? He has permanent area boost, duration boost in comparison to a lot of characters. Might boost. He's basically just a cheap character. You unlock him when you actually defeat him. So he's the boss at the end of the 30 minutes. Spoiler alert. And he starts with a combined weapon in the scythe, which is the Candelabrador and the axe. So let's get into it. Let's see how well I can do. Um, Enemy health plus 50 in this one, as one of the bonus stages. I'm not going to do it on hyper or hurry. These basically just they decrease the amount of time the level or sorry, what I should say is the hyper makes the game mode faster, but doesn't change the time, whereas hurry makes the time quicker. Um, and they're great for getting levels a lot quicker. They do speed things up quite a bit, so you know with a character that has 110 extra speed, you don't then really want to be going two times or three times that speed in the game. Otherwise, Um, I'm going to choose the Awake card because three revivals, every time you die, you become stronger. So, what better card to customize to the cheesy character? And yeah, we'll see how it goes. For anyone who's not really played it before, there are certain things that you unlock as you progress. As I say, doing the 101 achievements that I've done, there's certain skills and abilities such as the map, which allows you to see all your pickups that are around. If you have a look at Andrew's video when he's played it, he's not got that far, so he doesn't know that on that map there's actually quite a lot to pick up. And then yeah, the cards here, you have a slot for 3, and then they're dropped from boss chests. So let's see what we can do. I feel like this is probably going to be quite an easy one. Um, However, I am trying to, try and get more skips, because at the moment I just seem to be having terrible luck with this game. King Bible. So yeah, I like to define my playstyle on Vampire Survivors as basically just anything that makes the enemies stay the hell away from me. Um, they invade my personal space, I don't really like it, so... Forgot how slow the waves are here. They get a bit quicker. But yeah, we'll see. So this is one of the, I think it's 5 bullet hell roguelike games that I've played recently. The developer's pretty much finished what he wanted to get out of this. There's a couple of new characters that are coming up, but aside from that, that's terrible again. And that is also trash, so we'll skip that. See, they're not staying away from me. Yeah, so he's finished what he wanted to do, and I'm assuming he's going to be moving on to other things after he's released his next patch, potentially. The roadmap has finished, but he is releasing a couple of extra characters, but there won't be any more levels or game mechanics from what I understand. So yeah, so there's 4 other... Let's take the room closer. Aside from Vampire Survivors, there's 4 other games that I will be showing, and each one is a homage. However, you know, they all do different things. Alright, Spellbinder nice and early. And to be fair, some of them do some of the things better than Vampire Survivors, so yeah, they might be, if you're into this type of game, you know, you might prefer to try some of those. Yeah, so my stay away from me skill set is coming along very nicely. I do feel like Death is, you know, mega cheaty on this, because having that combined weapon that starts off doing, you know, like a 90 critical on enemies that are only really 10-15 health is just a real big help. And I spotted yesterday when I was playing that you can still get the evolution of the axe, which is basically the scythe, which is just a scythe. The scythe and the candelabrador. So I'm not quite sure how that works, whether you could get 2... Let's take the lightning ring, whether you can get 2 scythes, which would be insane, especially with the new limit break system, which will allow you to continue to push weapons on. So usually what happens is you get weapons to, you know, some to level 7, some go to level 9. Once they're at that point, they're maxed out. You can combine them. So the scythe, for example, is a combined weapon, as I mentioned, of the candelabrador and the axe. And prior to the last update, once you got to that point and you'd maxed out all your weapons and your armor and stuff like that, you could only ever claim level ups into food or gold. Obviously the gold you used to buy upgrades and new characters, but what he did in the last update is he allowed you to limit break the weapons. So once they're all maxed out and you've maxed everything out, so everything that you picked up is maxed out, you then basically get the option of increasing your weapons stats on a continual basis, which is pretty good, because it does allow you to, you know, push on and get that little bit further towards surviving and beating death. Glorious chest animation. Not like I really needed it this early, but hey, let's not look a gift horse in the mouth, as they say. It's already on 4 minutes. Lightning ring. So as you can see, with the movement speed of Death, it's really easy just to run around and pick everything up. Most characters are much slower than this, and you know, I am kind of near the end game for me. There's not very much more, so you know, I'll banish that. So banish removes things from the list, so that you don't get to choose those in future, which is good if there's something that you don't want, like the Hollow Heart. I don't need extra health, not for what I'm trying to do. Jeez, these are terrible. Oh wait, no, hold on. Take the armor. yeah, so as I was saying, I've kind of got what I wanted to out of Vampire Survivors now. I think I understand why, you know, the dev done with it. He may come back to it, maybe. Who knows? Ooh, back for the snakes. Or the bone dragons. I wouldn't know what you call them. Got to stop running into these enemies. Jeez. Getting distracted. Banish that. Well, I'm really not getting lucky today. These red enemies are real shitters. Because they'll just, once you kill them, they'll just spawn back in place. Which is fantastic for XP, because you essentially get double XP or triple XP off one character, but it was end up catching you off guard and like causing extra damage. Oh, there we go. Extra chest. It's good. The red gems give you much more experience, and usually, especially in the early stages, guarantee you a level up. I've taken the Laurel because Laurel's pretty good for surviving death at the end. The evolution of Laurel, which you can get by collecting both of the left and right sides of whatever these are. Getting both of them to level 9, I think it is, and then Laurel will mean that any damage you take, even from death, which is usually a, you know, kind of an insta-kill, is reduced to 10 hit points per attack. So it just puts the survivability up considerably. And you usually combine that with like Clock Lancet, which is one of the other weapons, which I've not come across yet, which is what I'm saving the gap for it. And what that does is that will freeze enemies, so it can freeze death in place, and it also has a secondary effect when you evolve it, which cuts every enemy on screen's health in half, and death's health is dependent on your level as a character. So if you get to like level 100 prior to summoning him at 30 minutes, which is relatively easy to do when you're picking up all this XP. I mean, I'm 6 minutes in and, you know, I'm just picking up blue XP and I'm nearly level 25. Nope, no Santa Water. Take advantage of that while I can. He starts with like 65,000 health, which is ridiculous. But obviously each time he gets hit by the Clock Lancet's evolution, which I think it procs every now and again, halves it. So it makes it far easier to then take him out. But to be fair, I've only done it once. I've been trying to do it my own way, but apparently there was a significant meta build that you needed, including, you know, Clock Lancet and the Laurel, which is a shame. But then again, he's meant to be a challenge, so it would make sense that you can't really take him out with everything that you have. I usually try and loiter around till about the 30-minute mark. Get my, not the 30-minute mark, sorry, the 10-minute mark, get all my skills up, and then I go and try and collect some of the rings. Because the rings are the two rings up there, north and south, they're the evolution of Clock Lancet. The red. Which really doesn't want to show its face today. Ever so slightly irritating. Not much XP. Didn't mean to pick up that chest. It's annoying. Extra Rune Tracer though. Sort of gets a bit mesmerizing when you're playing this game. It's really easy to forget and get distracted, or, you know, end up getting attacked by the enemies because you're just focusing on collecting all the XP that's floating around. I suppose that's why having, you know, death's extra speed boost really helps, because you can tend to just dodge around them all. Ah, Duplicator, excellent. So Duplicator allows you to fire more projectiles. Very helpful when it comes to like the King Bible, the Lightning Strike, which is one of my favourite weapons, and when it's evolved, it's generally quite overpowered. Oh, these bats are a real pain. Anywhere near leveling up anything? Lightning 2, Rune Tracer 3, Bible 3. But I've really got this all spread out. I like to wait till I've at least got one combined weapon. I guess in this instance, aside from the scythe, before I start to head up or down, or left or right. I would normally try and prioritise the King Bible. I just find that once it's evolved, it creates that a knockback shield that you really kind of need just to push the enemies away to stop yourself from taking that much damage. I am surprised I've not found an orb that allows me to collect all the loose XP that's floating around yet. Oh, done that again. I'm trying to save these so that once I get King Bible up to level 8, that I can just go and grab a chest, get its evolution sorted, and then get out of it. Although I do like this wave. Yeah, see, there we go. There's the axe, as I mentioned, and it shows that you can still get the evolution. So I might try that in a different run, maybe just for a bit of fun. Just double. Wow. Or but for now, I'll just banish it, make it easier. Oh, there it is. There's the attractor orb. Excellent. Look at all that lovely XP. I don't want any of those. So is that... Right, that's King Bible. So, where's that treasure chest? More away from that. No, me, this is probably going to be the card. Oh, there it is. It's the Unholy Vespers, I think it is. Yeah, that's the one. As you'll see, once it spawns back in, it's significantly better. Currently missing the extra level of Duplicator, which I will get soon. How have I still not got Clock Lancer? What is going on here? Banish Song of Mana. There we go, level 2 Duplicator. If I don't get Clock Lancer in the next time I don't have a choice, then that's it. We might be in trouble. Banishes everybody, which is nice. Oh, another collector orb. Oh, like this. Now, I suppose I can pick up the attractor orb. Oh, there it is. Excellent. Just in time. That wasn't meant to be a pun on the fact that, you know, it is a clock. Right, Rune Tracer is now ready to be leveled. There it is. We've got No Future. No Future's pretty good. whenever you take damage, it will the projectiles will explode around you. Otherwise, they bounce around the screen and explode separately. Right, so I'm going to do this smart. I'm going to go to the left-hand side. Basically, the way that the extra 4 items on the map work is the left and the top. So the left side and the silver ring are benefits. So they allow you to like increase duration and increase area if you go for the silver ring. The left-hand side allows like health regen to happen, whereas the gold ring and the right-hand side are different. They are negatives. So I say negatives. They're more just modifiers for your enemies. So it basically gives them extra strength, extra health, extra, speed, and more of them will appear. Which is a blessing and a curse in itself. It's great if you're ready to tackle them. If you're not, do that. Yeah, if you're not, it just makes them a lot harder to get past. Right, clock lancet, yeah. So normally you'd only be able to have 6 weapons and 6 secondary items. But once you get the 6 secondary items, any that you pick up on the map increase. So it's always good to make sure you fill up your 6 before you collect any of the rings, otherwise they'll fill those gaps. So in this instance, I'll take spinach. Take my lightning ring. And then it just becomes a bit chaotic. How far am I away? I'm not that far. It's going to push on through now. Even if I take some damage, it's not the end of the world. One other thing to add is when you get to these 4, there are mini bosses that guard them that can hit you quite hard. They take a lot of health or a lot of health damage before they die. But they'll drop a golden egg, which is basically like a permanent, ever so slight boost for the character. It doesn't say here, but before you select a character, it will say. So these are how you get like the stats up by 0.5, for example, recovery. Or just 1% on each of these. So these are the mini bosses here. As you can see, it channels dark powers to protect the bearer. It's the evolution of Laurel, or it triggers the evolution of Laurel. And yeah, they do a hell of a lot of damage when they hit you. So it's better just to try and keep them at arm's length. Nope, we've not done our lightning bolt yet. There we go, lightning ring. I have a feeling this is the card one though. Oh no. Ooh, excellent. Alright, there we go. So we've got the evolution of lightning ring, the thunder loop. I just makes the lightning strikes happen twice, and I find they're faster. Let me get out of there. You can see the lightning as it like sparks across the screen. One thing I have noticed when I play this is that sometimes your weapons sort of just turn off. Like sometimes, I won't see a scythe for a couple of minutes. I don't know whether that's a bug. I don't know whether it's invisible and he's still actioning. What are we doing here? Do that. There we go. So I got the attract orb. The attract orb's a great little perk to have up when it's at 5, because it's almost like 120%, I think, or 150% extra pickup radius, which when there's so many enemies on screen, you don't necessarily have the chance to run and grab everything. Right, in this one we really need to focus on these two. As you can see, I'm just picking up the XP now. Yeah, going back to what I was saying before, we're, you know, just over halfway there and we're level 60, so as we now start to get green and red XP drops, it's very reasonable to, you know, assume that you're going to get to level 100, unless of course you die. Let's hit spinach, against my better judgment. So as you can see, this guy's just a tank. Just a significant amount of damage. It doesn't really do anything unless he gets close to you, so you can literally just keep mounting away or moving away even. And there you go. And that was a golden egg, which gave me 0.1 luck. So it's not a lot. It's not character breaking, but it's just a little reward, I guess, for defeating the mini bosses on top of what you already pick up. Right, so there's nothing else that I can evolve at this point in time, so picking up the chests is pretty good, especially if it's a triple like that, because it just gives you multiple options. My health regen is relatively alright at the moment, so I'm getting... They're slipping through the net. Problem that you sort of have, more so in this level, I guess, because the enemy's health is significantly higher, just as a general starting factor. If you can't kill your enemies and you need to try and get the 4 items, you just got to run through. That's a little bit of XP if I can. So the Laurel is basically just a normal shield. Negates a damage or two prior to its evolution. But yeah, trying to do this with a regular character that isn't death is very difficult. I'm starting to take some damage now. The shield has used its charges. Thankfully, the enemies at this level don't do very much damage, so... And there's the occasional chicken dinner. Silvering now, which is good. As there's only 10 minutes left, I'm not going to stop and fight the boss. Yeah, there you are. So there's you leaving a clock lancet. And it basically, the silver ring says wear clock, and the gold ring says with lancet. So you get the wear with clock lancet to get the evolution. But yeah, I don't have time to stop, so we're going to carry on. We're picking up a little bit of XP on the way, just from the rogue enemies we kill. It's just following behind you, so you're still getting a few levels, not massive amounts. But once we've picked up the bottom 2 items, we'll head back to the middle, where we've got the chicken dinners and the chest. I'll probably ignore that chest up there, it's a little too far away, and to be fair, I think that's probably going to be one of the cards. Dodge the mini boss if he ever spawns directly on your path, because otherwise you'll take a ton of damage, which you don't want. And that's an actual boss there. Yeah, so the Silver Rings effects are really good. All your weapon effects last 5% longer, and your base area is up by 5. You should see now that my Unholy Vespers has got a little quicker, which is always good, because it creates that sort of knockback that you need when standing in place, just to avoid all the damage and get a bit of health back. There we go. Channels Dark Powers to Curse the Bearer. So you can see there, they've combined, but they still have a separate bar. And yeah, both of those have to be full before Laurel will evolve. My sort of plan: get to the bottom, get the gold ring, head back into the center. Try and get everything leveled up before 30 minutes. On the tracks up there, I can't imagine I've left much XP behind. I'm probably going to die in a second, which is fine. Makes me a little bit stronger. Oh, there's a chicken dinner. That'll survive a little bit longer then. Right, Silver Ring again, Silver Ring again, Metallic, go left, Silver Ring, I do enjoy that occasionally. You do get multiple levels from a small collection of XP. I think when I was playing it yesterday, I tried to do this recording like 6 times, but for various different reasons I had to cancel each one of them. But I think 19 times I recorded yesterday in just from one lot of XP. And it is random. You just get that extra benefit sometimes. Oh, there's me about to die. There's not really much I can do. You know what? I'll just take the hit. Oh, keep saying that. My Laurel protected me. It's probably better to take that life loss, just to give yourself a bit of extra stats to be able to make sure you get to the ring quicker. Looks like one of the bosses died. The one from the other ring. So the silver ring is now up to full, which is good. So many treasure chests I've dropped. I might snake back round into the middle because it's just an absolute waste. Missing all the drops. That guy there is also going to drop one in a second, so. Golden ring is across. There's the other dude. Yeah, see, with Lancet. So there we go. We've got everything that we need now. Just XP and just to level things up. Turns out I hadn't quite finished the silver ring yet, so that's now done. Which is nice, just gives me a bit of extra area protection. always try and do the good ones before you do the bad. But yeah, as you can see, enemy speed, health, quantity, and frequency by 5%. So, a little bit of a pain. Hope everyone's doing well and staying hydrated. This is a friendly reminder to go and drink some water. It's the hottest day of the year here today, so in the UK, especially down south where I currently am. I'm dead. Oh no! And that's why I take the card, because you know when you're doing this sort of run, you want to be able to revive in. There we go. We're back. Technical Lancet. Problem I tend to find with the Unholy Vespers is sometimes when you collect the ring, the circle that it produces is far too wide. Right, now we've only got the bad ones. So good thing is at least everything else is leveled up and ready. So we just need to get these to level 9 each. And then we're good to go. Already, jeez. Dead again. It's not a problem. So you get 3 with that card, and I think the level that I'm at, I've unlocked a 4. And to be honest, had I not have missed so many of these chests, I wouldn't be... See, look at that, not only have I missed a chest, but I've also missed a gold egg. There's that chest. Say that was just a card, so it's a little bit of a waste of time doing it. Yeah, so some of these card benefits. So overall duration continuously changes between -50 and 200% over 10 seconds. That can be quite good in the early stages, but once you get your Unholy Vespers, because it goes permanently, there's nothing else really that has duration. I guess No Tomorrow does. Called No Tomorrow? Whatever the Rune Tracer evolution is. That stops you collecting any XP, but every XP gem that you get will explode. And all treasure chests contain at least 3 items, so probably if you're going to do that, you do that relatively early on. Healing is doubled, recovering HP, damages nearby enemies, and enables critical hits for the listed weapons. So I've got my axe. I've got my scythe, sorry. I'm going to take the critical hit one. Now, do I... See, it's only a very small amount that I pick up there. So, I think we just take the hit and just carry on. But I want to try and kill these 2 before... The final of the 4 mini bosses is dead, which is good. Nothing will stop us now, he says. Flash forward to about 2 minutes where I just can't kill the enemies and then they end up dying multiple times. What have we got? Golden ring. Excellent. Level 2. Right. You can see the amount of enemies that are on screen are far more than you would expect. It does get really chaotic in like the last 5 minutes, especially if you can't kill the enemies. You sort of just get a bit swamped. So I just sort of move between, you know, 4 corners if you were to think of a square, just to make sure I'm picking up all the XP doing as much pushback as I can do. Oh, these are all the rest of the characters in like zombie mode. That's cool. I've never got this far on this level before. I think I played it like once when I first unlocked it. But they're all just bonus levels, you know. They're not really designed for continuous play. Right. Now the problem is I need to get to 2 treasure chests because I need the evolutions. I think I am gonna head down for this, pick up those, and then pick up those. I mean, thankfully, once you unlock the map, you can see where they are, so you don't need to keep tabbing out. So. Because the thing is, now my Laurel is ready to go. So the sooner that I get that, the better, basically. There's the chest. Right, there we go. So it's the cloak, the Crimson Shroud. So evolve Laurel, caps incoming damage at 10, and retaliates when losing charges. Which is fantastic. Does everything that you need. There's an attract orb there, which is great. There's the egg. So we got 0.1 when it comes to it said reroll. What's the? I'm not quite sure. Because apparently I have 0 rerolls left, so odd. Maybe eventually you might get a free reroll. Right, 3 levels, 2 levels, 1 level. Excellent. So everything's done. I've leveled everything up to whatever the max level is. This then becomes the limit breaks. As you can see, you know, No Future gets 5% area, Death Spiral gets 5% area, or Crimson Shroud gets 5% area. You get one of the 3. I like to just always randomize this because you know, for me the setup is good. It's what I want it to be. So I don't necessarily see myself as having any bad selections. Oh, this is a bit chaotic now. That's a chest. Is that the evolution of Clut Lancer? Yep. There's the evolution of Clut Lancer, Infinite Corridor. We've got everything that we need now, and that's the Clut Lancer effect. Basically halving the enemy's health. And we're into the final 2 minutes. Which is good. All my damage is being capped at 10 max. Whenever you get a chest from now, you just get cash. Which is kind of annoying. I'd hope that the limit breaks would have applied to the chests. But yeah, as you can see, with the Clut Lancer limit break, very few enemies are getting through, and the ones that do usually get finished off by the Laurel's evolution. And that's it, really. We're pretty much good. Unless something incredibly strange happens, we're in a good position to fight the Reaper. So what will happen at 30 minutes is all the enemies will die. Any enemies that are in dark blue are frozen, and they won't do damage to me. Jeez, I'm starting to lag a bit. Oh. The game's like, I'll destroy you one way or another, whether it's your computer or your character. It tends to lag on this because the last minute the game just throws everything it's got at you. All these bats with the blue outlines are usually the ones who drop treasure chests, so they all come with a red gem. As you see, my character is just hoovering them up. You know, we're level 125, but at 30 minutes, everything but the Grim Reaper will despawn. So, get the XP in while you can. And there it is. So the Grim Reaper, you may not have seen that, but was instantaneously on me. So now, yeah, every time that flash goes, his health will be halved. He's freezing, my Laurel's attacking him. I try and keep him on the outside so that the Unholy Vespers do some damage to him. And there we go. Death has been defeated. 30 minutes and 33 seconds. So once you defeat Death, you get, you know, the bells toll. The old expression, you know, ask not for who the bells toll, as they toll for thee. Basically, you know, you can't escape death in this game. Because here comes Mr. White Hand, and no matter what you do, you can't get away from him. He is the ultimate death, and you revive, he kills you again, instantly. You keep getting bonus coins until you've used all your revives. And there we go. We've done it. We managed to survive to minute 30 in Green Acres. I've unlocked myself an extra skip. You can see all the damage stats here. You know, like Infinite Corridor, even though I only had that for a very short amount of time, it's done the most damage out of any of the weapons I had equipped, because it just halves enemies' health. So you can see it's a mass enemy halving. Its DPS a second was 570k. So when you consider how many enemies are on screen. Anyway, that's been my cheaty Red Death run of Vampire Survivors. I picked up 9 gold eggs there, which was quite cool. I hope you enjoyed it. A little different from, you know, what Andy did the other day. But I think once you sort of get towards the end game stuff, you know, it does change. But yeah, we'll see. We might be back if there are any more major updates. Otherwise, the next time I see you will be a game that's like Vampire Survivors. But peace out.